You don't need to. No. Oh, my. We've scored a goal. We've scored an unbelievable goal.
Well, I'll just enjoy that now.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. It's an absolute belter, son. Oh!
Almost too central for Ward-Prowse. I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do here. Oh my goodness!
Have you done it again? Have you done it again? Well, let's see what happens.
Oh!
Get in there, you beautiful man! Get in there, you beautiful man!
I don't think my heart can take something like that. How long left? There's 96 minutes that have been played, so we've had all of stoppage time. Of course, they did have a... Oh my goodness. You've got to be kidding.
What's happening?
4-3, Jack Grealish. Jack Stevens starts. Jack Stevens is starting.
Please, no! No!
But we appear to be playing 3 at the back with 2 wing backs.
Yes, come on, 1-0.
Oh!
Come on.
Have a word?
What's that? Oh.
He's loving it, mate.
Oh,
Come on.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but we did concede 2 goals in stoppage time last week.
Hey, do you want to maybe shut your mouth?
Go on the corner. Blow. Just blow.
Blow!
I can say it's going to happen. It's happened. It's
Yes.
It's all done. Come on.
Got
We
it!
are top of the league.
We are top of the league!
Oh my word. You did not make this up.
I'm so dizzy, it's so high up here, I've got vertigo. Oh.
Wow. Go to your Sky Sports app or your league app and screenshot this moment because I kid you not, Southampton are top of the league after 8 games in the Premier League after losing their first 2 as well.
Everyone looks so little down here, they all look like ants.
All right, hello and welcome to our live match day watch along for Southampton versus Chelsea. Jack, how you doing?
Yeah, mate, not bad at all. I didn't rush here or anything like that.
Well, these early starts are not a problem for us.
No, not an issue. I didn't have to set 4 alarms for this.
Exactly. It's not like this part of the show is our sound check for the whole watch along at all. We had plenty of time to do that before we went live on air. So there we go. All sounding good. Testing 1 2.
Testing,
Lovely
1
stuff.
2, yeah. This is what happens, mate. The Hermes driver still wasn't here, so I will be running away at any second.
It's fine. Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I'm loving the new background. Look at that.
Yeah, he's not here though, is he?
I know. Big
Made
talking point.
Made a background, and he's not even here.
You're telling me I did a watch along cover for the Leeds game on Tuesday with Stuart Armstrong right in the front of it because I'm thinking, yep, he'll be starting. So yeah, no, Ralph has just said about that in the sense that he's picked up a small injury, and that's all he said.
That's all he said. So hopefully that is small, and it'll be back by next week. But it's just someone said
so small.
Yeah, I saw a post yesterday saying somebody else is out, and I thought, well, no, I've not seen that anywhere. And then my little cousin came over and he was like, "Oh, someone else is out," and I was like, "I haven't seen anything." And then I wake up this morning, look at the lineups, and he's not there.
He's not there. Salisu is starting, and a lot of these graphics are showing him in right back. Although I'm not convinced. I think we might be doing something a bit clever here.
I look at the squad and I think, okay, maybe he's putting Salisu at the back, but I could also see him and Bednarak sort of rotate in that position a little bit. But at the same time, it could also be that Gineppo's playing like a wing back, and we are playing the sort of 5 that we were thinking of. Yeah, but it's just Gineppo in that position because there's no Armstrong. Which, to be honest, if we were doing it, okay, let's do it like that. I'd rather, at least Gineppo's going to be a winger down that side, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, Minamino out on the left side, which surprised me a little bit today. It's depressing. We'll chat back again. I put on the long intro just because we were running a little bit late, but I thought it'd be nice to see where we went top of the league all those weeks ago.
Maybe it needs to change now. Maybe we need to make a new one that's a bit more level-headed. Do you know what I mean?
What, me collapsing on his desk after that final?
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Yeah. There we go. Yet Stu is out. Wait and see what the severity of that is. We shall see. Yeah. Coming here, Chelsea have got a good squad today. I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked.
It's
I did hear Tammy Abraham was back fit after a bad challenge on Monday night.
Yeah, so Giroud's not started, so that's a bonus for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, they've got Mount, Werner, Abraham, Reece James, Kovacic, Kante, Marcus Alonso, Astelaqueta, Zuma, and Rudiger, and Mendy. So no Kepa, which is a shame. We were all sort of hoping for a bit of Kepa, but I think we all know Mendy is the first choice. It's just because he played against Newcastle, I thought maybe we might get him in goal.
They fear us. That's why he's doing it. They fear us.
They fear the Ings. They fear the Minamino.
They're just looking at us, our form, thinking this is just one big bluff for their home game against us. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking we need to put out a strong side. It's a 3 at the back with Gineppo right wing back. Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
When I look at that, and I think what really sort of mixes it up a bit is the fact that Stuart Armstrong's not fit. Had he been fit and we play that lineup,
be happy with it, yeah.
Yeah, very. So,
yeah, I'm very interested to see just how the game rolls out and just what positions they're going to be playing. And even before the game, I don't listen to the much punditry anymore, but I was listening to Glenn Hoddle talk about us, and do you know what? He's not wrong in the way what he was saying. Just it's good to have your plan A and to have your tactic and your way of playing, but you've got to know when to adapt it slightly when things aren't going your way. And it's like, yeah, that is what we've all been saying. Yeah. That's what we've all been saying. It's not so much you have to change the way you're playing on the pitch. It's just, can you cover the holes? Glenn was saying go 5 across the middle rather than 5 across the back, but I think we all mean the same thing nowadays. Those fullbacks aren't really fullbacks anymore, are they?
No, exactly not. They're definitely attacking players, whoever's playing. Yeah, remember in the Gary Neville used to play right back. He used to stay there.
Yep, just used to stay there.
Don't see that anymore, do you?
No.
Used to be an actual defender. Mad.
Must be strange for him just to see his position not really exist anymore.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm a centre back now. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Let's go through a few of these comments. Always fun to do so. Let's go, lads. Loving the positivity. Bit of red and white in the chat section. Always welcome. If we don't beat Leeds and more teams below us pick up points, we should be starting to worry about the R word.
Excuse me, sir. My Hermes driver is here.
Oh, okay.
2 seconds.
You can leave up your green screen for us to admire.
Hey, mate, you're outside.
Look at that. Yeah. Do you know what? The pundit's going to talk about it, but I'm not going to say we don't need to worry about it. But I think it's, there are lots of games we played, and I think someone did an estimation. There's like a 1% chance at that. But obviously, when you go this many games without picking up any points, the pundit's going to go after it and pick it apart. They love a bit of scandal, love a bit of drama. And what would it be, to be a Southampton fan without any kind of stress or anxiety? So no, let's not go there too soon. All right, teams are in the tunnel. Just while we're watching this, let us know what your score predictions are for today. I'm not sure we do benefit from lots of time off. Oh, is Mason Mount starting? Is he? Ah. Last fixture here at St Mary's ended 4-1 to Chelsea. We seem to have better luck at the Bridge when we play Chelsea. Ward-Prowse leading us out. Solacey, Minamino, Gineppe, Vestergaard, Redmond, Bertrand. And like Kane Ramsey right behind him. Let's have a look at these. So many score predictions. Red and White's going for sadly 4-1. It's that right back position. I think we'll know a lot in the first half. We will know a lot in the first half, as in what formation we're going for. But looking at the bench, I don't think there can be a plan B. The Yankovic is back on the bench. Yep. Oh, man. I'm more worried about Mason Mount than I am with Timo Werner. 100%. Go through some of these. Tremere 2-1 Southampton win. Love that. That's what I'm going for. Smash and grab. Charlie's open for a point. Brad's reckon it's 3-2 to Chelsea. Charlie's going 2-2. Zicker's going 2-2. A point would be a positive result for us. A point and no injuries. I'd take it right now. Yep. That's what I'd do. It looks like Gineppe will play right wing back. If he is, he's right. His graphic is completely the wrong side of the pitch. Plus, he would normally play on the left, wouldn't he? That's the only thing that got me confused. So there's a stat. Timo Werner, first Premier League goal on Monday since November the 7th. Anthony Taylor. Please, no VAR controversy today. All right, just taking the. I am going to put the chat section just to one side. There we go. Let's do this. Kicked off. We may be being joined by. Oh, look at that. Ryan Q. Good morning, sir.
How's it going?
How's it going? I was just literally saying we may be being joined by Matt from the Southampton podcast delivery. And here you are.
Here it is. It's sorry, I haven't even had a sip of coffee yet. It's early.
So I just literally kicked off. I think I'm about 30 seconds in. What's your time count?
I'm at 12 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So we're not bad. I gotta adjust this a little bit so you're not.
So just to give the proper introduction, Matt is the Southampton podcast delivery, isn't it? Southampton Delivery Podcast.
Southampton Delivery Podcast. That's the show. There it is.
That's the show. And it is very early for you. Matt is joining us from the west coast of America. And it's what, 4:30 a.m. for you?
4:30 a.m.
Oh, man.
So.
And me and Jack were whinging about 12:30.
It's hard to do anything at that point, right? Like you can't do much in the day before the kickoff. But for this, it's like it's just the beginning. It's hopefully you're not in a terrible mood afterwards.
That's the problem with the early kickoffs. It can ruin your entire weekend. So
absolutely. Absolutely. How have you been? You've been all right?
Yeah, no, doing good. Doing good. Apart from the league from Southampton, things are going well elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, and things for yourself?
I can't complain at all. You know, life is okay. Everybody's healthy, and other than Saints just not getting it done in the league, like you said, they're okay. And I only saw the lineup just before I sat down, so I'm not quite sure what's happening.
So I guess the big headline would be that Stuart Armstrong is out through a minor injury. And Salisu is starting what appears to be in the right back position according to all the graphics that the TV pundits are putting up. But we were wondering if
we're playing a back three, maybe. Are we going to match Chelsea's formation, perhaps?
I think so. I can see Gineppo out on the right of the pitch, which would make me think we're playing back five or back three with a. Yeah, that looks like that's exactly what we're doing. Which is what I was hoping for, to be honest with you.
Is it?
Yeah. Or rather than have someone who would normally play centre back trying to make up for, right back position, which is what put us into all kinds of trouble against Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
I jokingly said to someone, like, nothing scares me more than Moussa Gineppo wing back. Like that scares me a little bit. But it's, as you said, it offers us something going forward, and we haven't been scoring enough goals. So let's just try it, I guess.
Yeah. What else can you do?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I guess we saw this a little bit at the end of the last match, right? We played it looked like we shifted to a back three for a few minutes at least with Salisu when Salisu came on. So we'll see how it all works out. This is the problem with not having another fit right back, right? Like,
yeah, we were pretty baffled in the January transfer window that we sent out our second choices out on loan, I think.
And they don't seem to be really having a great time, according to I saw some tweets from Sunderland fans and I think Birmingham City fans. I think that's where Valerie went, and it didn't look like they were enjoying themselves. So I don't know. We'll see. So where's Jack this morning?
Jack
sure
is just
I'm not
literally...
ignoring him.
No, he's out. He's a delivery driver. Apparently, just rang his door, so he's run out to sort out that.
All right.
The joys of doing live television.
All right. Well, I mean, as you can tell, I don't normally do video, so like ignore. I don't even know what's going on, but ignore everything in the background.
No, that's great to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to having you on the show and again. And then I missed the anniversary of as you sent me of us doing the show together in person. It just passed, and I missed. I don't normally get to do that stuff, but I miss stuff like that. So
it's crazy to think that was over a year ago now.
Yeah, and I think I told you at that point I had. Oh.
Very close chance coming up.
Well, that was the most difficult Hermes driver I've had to deal with.
Jag is back.
Hey,
Jag,
guys.
you remember Matt?
Hey, Matt. How's it going, bud?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, my man. I am very good. What have I missed in this opening 5 minutes?
You've missed an Alonso strike on goal.
Oh, yeah.
We did do a time check with you, Jack. I think Matt's about 20 seconds behind me.
What are you on?
I'm on 5:51 now.
I'm on 5:45.
Oh, I'm in the future.
5:30. So that's okay.
Oh,
I just don't like to be. I don't like to be the one to ruin it, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's the way I feel. Mike's very much the opposite. He's a selfish man in that sense.
I just. You were talking about delivery driver. They just don't drop stuff off on your porch and leave, because here they don't even want to see you unless unless it's alcohol.
Usually that is the case, but I just happen to know this Hermes driver, and he was a bit more talkative.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, my postie's a Saints fan, so
that's the issue around here. Small town, isn't it? So you just know all your delivery drivers, and you haven't seen them in like 6 months, so they want to have a little bit of a chat from 5 meters away.
Our delivery driver's name used to be Nacho, and then the kids knew him because he went to school with my brother, and he would like come over and like skate with the kids, and then he's like, all right, they told me I can't do that anymore. Like he was on too many Ring doorbells skateboarding instead of driving, so he got in trouble.
Yeah, that sounds like our delivery drivers.
Just looking at the players that Chelsea got on the bench, it's pretty scary. They could literally take all 11 off the pitch and have another first 11.
Oh, that was the problem when we were doing those predicted lineups with that on the other side of the coin. It was just like they just kept on changing their lineup, and every time they changed it, it was like, oh yeah, that would beat us. Oh yeah, that's over that and that one and that one.
They're saying that they might bench a player that costs like 60 to 80 million pounds. He's like thinking, the luxury.
Yeah,
the luxury to do that.
Well, we're worried about Rude.
Yeah. Well, it's like, and when we want to change a player, it's, if we change our lineup, we might have one or two players different, and then they're just going to go, actually, we're going to change out 7 people.
Yeah. Whoa. Oh, it's looked okay so far. I don't think there are any alarm bells aside from that early strike.
So I've not really seen it yet. Does it seem to be Salasu playing on the wing, or are they playing free? How does it seem to be?
Gineppo's playing right wing back.
Oh, okay.
Because he's way out on the right side. So you got Salasu, Vestergaard. So you got Bertrand, Salasu, Vestergaard, Bednarek, and then you've got Gineppo playing out on the right wing and then coming back. Although he's leaving loads of space behind him.
Yeah, it's just Bednarek on his own.
Yeah. Who is that out on that side? Is that Alonso again?
Because Chelsea are playing in the back 3 as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is the one thing that's going for us, is the fact that they're here to try and score goals and not shut up shop. I mean, it's something that we struggle to do, is break down clubs that tend to do that to us.
Oh, that has been the worst part of the game, hasn't it? The past few weeks, when he just gets to that final third and you just start passing it, and you know that not one of these passes is going to break that defense.
Yeah.
You're just waiting for when it fades out. It's like, well, this attack's over now.
Yeah. Just about to say, when you get the ball in the final third, you've got something on, and then we just go and lose it whilst we're in their final third. Redmond again up front as well.
Yeah, it's
Any thoughts on that rather than Adams? Adams is on the bench though, isn't he?
Yeah, I honestly think it's to do with just the position of it. It was always so crowded when it was Shea and Theo, but it seems just to be there. Everyone's in a bit more space when it's Minamino and Redmond.
Yeah,
it's just a bit more of an open top.
I guess with Redmond playing up top, you could jokingly say that neither him nor Adams score very often, so it's fine. But I always feel like Adams does a lot to create space or to help create chances for Ings. Like he's created more chances than Redmond this year,
Sure.
and it seems like he's been closer. And I don't. So I don't know. I mean, I like Nathan Redmond, but he doesn't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him playing up top instead of Adams.
I think he just divides people, doesn't he, Redmond? I think people either love Redmond or they hate him. And he doesn't help either side of that argument either. Every time you're like, I think I've got a grip on what he is. He does something silly or he does something amazing. It's so hard to keep hold of him. That's why I want to see Minamino in the squad. Like I want to see a winger and an attacker that is consistent and it's a bit of a class above, really.
Yeah.
Still can't believe we got him.
Chance there for Mason Mount to lay on a player there, but play the ball behind.
I mean, that's one guy I don't want him to do anything against us, but he seems to get in the team no matter who's coaching at Chelsea because he is a good player. I just don't like him.
Yeah. I was saying, before you jumped on, actually, I'm more worried about Mason Mount than I am of Timo Werner today.
Yeah.
Timo Werner scored, his first goal in the Premier League since November the 7th on Monday. So it's not like I said in a lot of our previews, it's not like he's a Golden Boot contender.
Yeah, but that's what we said going into this game last time, and then he scored 2.
One with the use of the hand, though.
I mean, yeah, but that's just our luck this season.
Back when VAR worked properly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks.
It's just his pace is what I worry about with, when it was Vestergaard and Bednarak or Vestergaard and Stevens or Stevens and Bednarak, you just worry about his pace running, and making some sort of diagonal run across either one of them and getting free. And that's what he did the whole time. It seemed like the entire match, he just ran rampant. And I still can't believe that game was 3-3.
Yeah, that was an exciting game. But it'd be interesting to see how Salasio handles the pace of Werner and stuff today. I mean, if that's you're right, that was something that Bednarak and Vestergaard just couldn't keep up with. So, and from what we've seen of him so far, Salasio just looks like he's got quite a bit of pace to him. It's just nice to have something a bit different in that back line.
I want to say, is this the first time since what maybe was it Everton maybe, or I'm trying to think, when did Ralph go to the 4-2-2-2-2? Was it after? It was before the initial 9-0. I don't know, I'm not supposed to bring that up ever, but I just like to say it before the pundits do.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to say this is probably one of the first times that once we went to it and stuck with it, that we've gone away from it, right? Like I kind of just figured he would persist with it, but because he doesn't normally show that we have a plan B to switch formations and play something different, but maybe
I guess it's based on the players available, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's similar to the formation we played against Newcastle this season. I think we kind of did it there, where we went 5 at the back, and that worked. That's kind of why when we saw him do it that game, I'm surprised we didn't see him do it more.
Yeah.
Because you're quite right. It's quite easy to forget that we did that game.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that at Newcastle away? That's really baffled me.
It's not like he's looking back at the success that Pellegrino had there.
No, you're quite right. I mean,
we didn't win there either.
I think the problem with 5 at the back is that 5 at the back failed so many times when we didn't have a clue what was going on. It was like, we should just go 5 at the back to be safe, and then every time it backfired. So I think just through fear of what used to be, reverting back to it, it's a bit of a scary one.
Well, I used to, think that an extra defender, surely that will make us more solid. And then it turned out that, if we just attack more, if we press from the front, that seemed to actually work better than sticking on an extra body, an extra defender. But we'll see how this works out. This is not related to really anything, but I think the new ball is really ugly.
Yeah, I've just noticed it.
This is the first game we're playing with the new white ball.
I think it's our first one. Yeah, that was on there. I watched some of the Leeds game yesterday.
Yeah.
It just looks. I don't like it. I don't know. Normally, I don't really care, but
you brought it up. You brought it up.
Here's the thing: as a kid, like I used to wait every Christmas. I used to get the new Premier League ball, and I feel like if I was a kid getting these balls this season, I would be a little bit let down. I'd be like, oh, these aren't as cool as what they used to be. Nothing's better than like the 2003-4 ones, the ones that are just the Nike circles. Oh, they hurt your face when they hit you.
Well, the guys I haven't played in over almost a year, but like the guys that I play with, they will buy the match quality ball every year, and so we get 2 or 3 of them a year, and it's really nice to play with high quality expensive balls, but they'll be that chat on the message board has been the same thing. Like nobody wants to spend the money on this one because it's ugly.
I appreciate that. There's nothing worse than playing with an official ball, and then a couple of days later you play with just a normal regular $5.99 cheapy special. They're the worst.
There are a couple of guys who are just ruthless that will just, somebody new shows up and they put their ball, and the first thing somebody does is pick it up and kick it out of play, and it's like, oh yeah, that's how it's going to be.
This Chelsea side looked completely different to the side we played at Stamford Bridge.
Yep.
They're so much more controlled.
Oh my goodness.
It's that laying it out to the left side I'm really worried about. Well, it's that right back position, isn't it? Exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, Alonso's going to push so far forward that and you would imagine that he's going to be he's used to that position. He's going to punish us more than even if Djenepo was allowed to roam free on their right side. Alonso's, he's good. He's really good going forward. He doesn't defend very well, but that's never stopped anybody from playing him before. And is anybody surprised that it's McCarthy and not Forrester?
I'm not massively surprised. I could see him doing that.
Yeah, I didn't think that. I thought he's gonna. I think he's always gonna back him, McCarthy, today. But it's just that thing of if McCarthy makes a mistake today, it's gonna be all guns blazing. It's gonna be hard to hide behind it. And already I've seen McCarthy quite far off his line, being a part of the back four and doing those passes. So as long as his positioning's fine and he actually gets back in goal if he loses the ball.
We did just have an old school goal kick.
That was surprising to see.
It's, not playing it out from the back.
Oh, we just think of that United game that we went to, and it was just Forster blasting the ball in the same part of the pitch every time. Everyone just lining up to the same position.
At one point late in the game, I was like, oh, thankfully they blew the whistle. And I was like, oh, no, they're just lining up I thought they were all going over the sideline, shake hands and be done. And at that point, it wasn't 9-0 yet. So, or not that match, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. It's early.
Yeah, it's early for everyone today. Don't worry about it. We're just as bad as you.
It's early for us. So, Matt, you definitely get a pass. It's absolutely fine.
Oh, it's so bad how difficult it is to wake up for a 12:30 kickoff. I've literally just sat up in my bedroom and but even that was difficult.
I was just really hoping, I'm on a tight timeline. If the dog wakes up or something, I wasn't gonna be ready. And I was like, no, I gotta be ready. Yeah. Although I will take the 4:30 versus the 4 o'clock, or the 12:30 versus the noon. The noon is early because then you got to get up at 3:30 a.m. That's too much.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not fans of that.
And I set an alarm last night for 8 p.m. to go to sleep on a Friday, which is not really very exciting. But then my neighbor's like, I need some help. Will you come over real quick? And I was like, I almost didn't respond. And then I was there till 10:30. And then I was there till 10:30 helping him put in cabinets. So I was like, oh, this didn't not a great start.
Cool. I don't know if I would have my neighbours at 10 o'clock. I don't think that's past the cutoff time for me to be helpful.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they just look a lot tighter, don't they? But I think the back line's holding up all right so far.
Have we touched the ball inside their penalty area yet?
No, not even close.
But you don't need to do that though when Romeo scores 45-yard screamers. If he starts doing that, we don't need to get on the side of the box.
Kovacic
just stepped on Danny's foot.
Very nice.
It's not going to help.
That was some real mean machine. I didn't mean to stamp on his footness right there. That's like a proper Vinnie Jones move.
Yeah.
I just stood back and he was there.
Wow, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah.
Look how much space they got on that left wing. Oh, fair play. Gineppo got back.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at. Go ahead, sorry, Jack.
I love the thought of Gineppo playing quite rough and tumble today, even though it seems to be every time he gets knocked, he's out injured for a while. It seems such a weird decision to be like, right, let's put him here.
Yeah, especially against Alonso.
Yeah.
Like the damage that player's done is, yeah. And we can put the man made of paper up against him.
Nah, it's elastic bands, isn't it? Because it just snaps.
I get in trouble whenever I talk about Marcos Alonso, so I'll just leave it. But I mean, him going forward, it scares me. And as you said, Gineppo is made of glass. That's in. I was looking at somebody put out a chart. It was like the players who, like kind of tackles per 90 and then like fouls per 90. And Gineppo's on the side of the thing that basically he gets dribbled past a lot and he fouls a lot of people. He doesn't actually make very many tackles. And so I can just, imagine us giving away a bunch of free kicks in that area today, which could be dangerous.
Yeah, so there's loads of space down
there. It's loads of space down that
right back position. They're just having a field day. I
think luckily the three at the back is cleaning up after them all right, but it's only a matter of time before they can.
Oh my goodness.
Possession the last 5 minutes, 85% Chelsea possession.
Smash and grab, mate. That's what today is. It's going to be a smash and grab if we're going to do it.
Take a point right now.
Well, I mean, if you hit the score and all the, obviously all the red around the stadium, you would think Chelsea were playing at home the way they're approaching today.
The ball also looks like a Chelsea ball. If somebody told me that was just a ball from the Chelsea club shop, I would be like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. There's no way the Premier League would allow that.
Yeah.
Oh, Alonso's down injured. A weird twist of the ankle.
Stay down.
That's the difference, isn't it? Like, Alonso goes off injured and Ben Chilwell steps on the pitch. Like,
Shouldn't be allowed. You should have that like match your bench, player for player.
What did he do?
I think he just twisted it. He was moved awkwardly on it.
As the furthest forward Chelsea player, like that says something.
I think it perfectly sums up Southampton. It's like a bench. Like you look at this squad, and it's like Alonso's the one giving us the problems. And before the game, it's Giroud who we're scared of. It's like, listen, we're scared of those players in your squad. We haven't even started to think about Havertz and Werner and Kante.
Do either one of you? I mean, do either one of you have strong feelings about the new Chelsea manager, Thomas Tuchel?
I'm nervous for today because of I've hit him and Ralph's a little bit of history, so knowing the tactics a bit more. But in general, I've not got too much of an opinion on him.
Okay.
No. It's difficult when you've got a man. I mean, he obviously went to PSG and took them to the Champions League final, which is something that hasn't been achieved by a PSG manager in some time. So he's obviously a decent manager, but I think my next door neighbour's a Chelsea fan, and I said, what did you think of it when Lampard got sacked? And he said, I didn't like it, but Abramovich rarely makes mistakes. So time will tell, and obviously he's on a very good run of form right now. I think they've had a few games that have probably helped them look good. They a bit of a flat performance in the FA Cup against Barnsley, I think it was, but might have been down to the scary-looking rugby pitch they were playing on. But no, I mean, he's obviously a decent manager, and if you can get the most out of these Chelsea players, then obviously he's doing a good job.
For us here in the United States, the only two German teams you get most often are Bayern and then Dortmund. And so I had seen Klopp manage, and then I saw when Tuchel took over for him, I saw him manage a lot. And Dortmund also have one of those teams where if you pick up FIFA, you're like, yes, all of those players are really fast, and so I'll use them. So it's almost like a little bit of a soft spot for him, and he has a really hard time getting along with people. He fell out really badly with the hierarchy at Dortmund, and I think some of the players at PSG as well. So, I mean, and you think about Chelsea and how their boardroom goes, and you think, well, like this could go wrong in just a couple of years. But I think he will get the players playing. I don't know. I'm happy that he got a job. I don't really want to play him, but here we are.
He's kind of got the perfect position though for him though, because if he starts whinging, complaining, and telling the board to stick their hand in the pocket, he's at the right club because they'll do that. They're already talking about getting in, Haaland in, and goodness knows who else from the super clubs around Europe. So you can't lose if you're Chelsea fan, can you? It's ridiculous.
I do like the idea of just having another big manager in the league to try and take away some of the Klopp and Pep shininess at the top of the league there. I mean, obviously time will tell, but Ancelotti's not really competing like we thought he might. It's just nice to have another top six that might be able to fight. It seems like a while since there's been a team outside of City and Liverpool, doesn't it? So it'd be nice to break up the monotony a little bit. But at the same time, I do feel like Abramovich has kind of been he was the guy who watched when we were watching the Bundesliga when the Premier League stopped. He's like the guy who really got into it. He's like, Havertz is great, Werner's great. I love all these Bundesliga players. Let's get them all in. It's like, I need a new manager. I don't like any of these guys. I'll tell you what, I'll get that dude who used to be there. I'll take the whole lot. But no, there's an owner in the league you don't want to fall out with. It's the one that's got ties with the Kremlin.
Yeah, the one who's not allowed to step out of the country.
Yeah, Mr. A.
Wow. You see that shot there?
Yeah, he went for it, didn't he?
Shooting from his own halfway line. They can't keep up this tempo for like the whole 90 minutes, aren't they?
Do you think that this is also a tactic from Ralph to be like, right, let's conserve a bit of energy this first half, so we're not. So when we finally start pressing, we're not dead by the 80th minute.
Yeah.
You would think that with all the possession Chelsea have, they're going to have to fashion a better chance than Rudiger from Steph Curry range there.
It starts to speak when they start doing stuff like that, but I don't know if that's because they can't get into the box yet or because they know they can test McCarthy and do stuff like that.
It's like he's just bored. Like, I'll just shoot.
Well, he's put so many in his own net, and he's like, right, let's try and get one. He's very much the Chelsea Bednarak.
Get it, Red. Thank you.
0 touches in the Chelsea box. 30 minutes in. 0 shots.
At least we're consistent.
Yeah.
You know?
This is the definition of us parking a bus, I think.
Ralph's showing that he can do it.
Yeah.
I'm shutting up shop from the get-go.
You guys wanted to see a plan B. Here it is. How you like this?
Yeah. That's like those apples.
Cuts to the bench and Peel stood there.
Oh, Werner's breaking in. No, it's cleared. It's good. Let's see Chelsea commit too many players forward. And that nice counter-attack from us, that'd be nice.
Oh.
I was amazed about how much the pundits were talking about our FA Cup form in the pre-show. I think that's all we've really got to talk about right now. But they were really going on about how good we've been doing in the Cup. What do you reckon the chances are for that United FA Cup final?
Well, I was hoping we were going to play Leicester City before that, and we could beat both of them. You know, Leicester City in the semifinal, and then United in the final. But I think they play each other, so that's not going to happen. We'll only get one of them. But revenge can still be very sweet, I guess.
I don't know what I'm not going to call it revenge because if it's revenge, it won't happen for us. If you call it redemption, we might get it. You have to call it redemption. You have to call it redemption. You've got to manifest this kind of stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna just write that down because redemption greater than revenge. That's all I'm gonna put, and that'll be enough to remind me.
I'm gonna get that tattooed one day.
We'll get the merch on order.
It's what the scroll will say underneath the portrait to get a Ralph on my chest. Cool, yeah, Kante really didn't like that position McCarthy was in there.
Why does it look like Chelsea have got 15 players on the pitch?
It's just overcrowded, isn't it? It's crazy how often it just looks like we don't like.
Yeah, go, yeah, yes, yes!
Oh! Get in there, Minamino! Minamino!
Oh, poker face!
Oh.
There. Oh my word!
I wonder what I'm going to see on my screen in just a moment.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yes, it is.
I was so confused.
Oh my goodness!
No way we could be on the attack because we're nowhere near
it. That run. Redmond laid on the Minamino. I thought he took far too many. And they just.
And he just sits everybody down.
Man, he's so good.
First time we had the ball in the opposition box, right? First shot.
Yeah. First shot on goal. Go.
He's in so much space. That was.
He just
That's a great run.
For them all to fall over.
What are they doing?
They're scared of him, man. They're scared of Minamino.
Amazing.
I'll tell you, buddy, that 5 reasons to get excited about Minamino videos coming.
Oh, man.
That's a great ball from Edmund, too.
Yeah, really good ball from Redmond.
Oh, the fake shot is so good. And then the finish to the outside of the foot.
It's so FIFA, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
that's the point. That's the point I rage quit. I stopped playing online. When they haven't been in my box all game and they do that.
Lone move of the
Wow.
season, that could be. 2 goals for the club already.
How many shots has he had? Like 3.
It is as
Yeah,
well, isn't it?
probably.
It really, like, see, that was the Danny Ings conversion rate that we're used to seeing. We need that back.
Yeah.
But it's fine because we've got this guy to do it.
Wow, I wasn't expected to be sat here right now.
But here's the thing, that this is how we beat these teams. We sit, we soak up, we just defend it, and we hurt them when we can. And it seems like so long since we've done this. Now let's just keep it level.
1 shot on target, 1 attempt, 1 goal.
They're saying first goal conceded in 7 attempts or something like that. Well, maybe
Ready
first
from Chelsea.
opposition goal. Yeah, maybe it was only
Wow.
own goals up until here. I don't know. I didn't see the full stat, but they would not have been expecting that. And it's just, but I wonder, did we score too early? Like, is this just going to make them mad?
Well, we lead the table in terms of points lost from losing positions. We're currently
What have I told you?
16.
What have I told you about saying these things? These are the things you don't say because they will.
Yeah.
If Bednarak scores next, I'm going to be so stressed.
We don't want to manifest that.
No.
Go on, man. Keep pushing.
I was not expecting that. But maybe that'll give us some. We've been defending. Defending is taxing and tiring and everything else. But maybe that'll just give us a little bit of extra energy. As Janepo going and basically 2-footed there, it was fantastic. But
also, hopefully it might rock Chelsea a little bit.
Yeah.
All this possession, all of this, and then as soon as we get a chance, we take it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Clinical.
When is the old Janowitz back from his suspension?
Now he's on the bench.
Is he on the bench? Is he? I've not looked at the bench today.
Yeah, we were talking about Jankovic on the opposition channel. There was a guy on there who was Swiss, and he asked us, what are your opinions on Jankovic? We were like, don't know, you haven't seen him.
He's played 2 minutes.
Yeah,
he came
on as a sub in 1 game, very briefly, and then we saw him for 3 minutes, and he made quite an impact.
He's a headline grabber, no doubts about that. He's a headline grabber.
Yeah. So, big impact, mostly with Scott McTominay's thigh.
Yeah.
But I mean, the asking for Janepo.
Elastic band is snapped.
Oh my word! How is that not a red? How is that not a red?
The Timo Werner challenge?
Yeah.
Oh.
It is pretty nasty.
That is nasty.
It studs her up and it's straight on the leg.
He's moved his leg towards it. That's why you wear shin pads. That would have killed Jack Grealish.
How's that?
Oh, it is really. That's like up on the calf and on the side of the leg.
Is that a Chelsea free kick?
Is that going to be another one of those? When Van Dijk got injured by John Pickford, it was like a foul after the foul or after the play.
Yeah. So because the play was already over, we had already fouled Timo Werner. Right? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't mind that rule if you really play for it. If it's like hockey, so it's just if that whistle goes, just start swinging. It's out of play. Let's just go there. Let's take someone out.
Oh, that was a good attempt by Chelsea.
Ooh.
Oh, he's offside. He's offside.
We are great at that, aren't we?
Yeah, any free kick, we just stand there. We don't even move.
It's crazy, isn't it? Every game we do this. It's we don't want to concede from set pieces no more.
It was offside. Why is it giving a corner? This ball has a certain R2D2 element to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, but I like R2D2.
Romeo left something in on the Chelsea player there.
Oh.
Come on, shut up, shop. Do what you were doing. Oh.
I don't like that.
At this point, we just want to get to halftime, right?
Yeah, just get to halftime.
Just
I know.
blow.
I mean, it's probably too early to say that, but that's where I'm at.
I mean, as soon as we go up, I'd like the whistle to go. I mean,
Yeah.
First goal wins. If it was first goal wins, we'd be in the Champions League position at the moment.
Yeah. Well, going back to what you said about the points drop from winning positions, that's something that's been an issue since, I want to say, since potentially Puel or Pellegrino. Like, we just seem to have done that, and no manager's been able to fix that problem.
Mm.
And I don't know what it is.
But in and amongst that, we have had some 1-0 wins against, the likes of Man City and the likes of Liverpool, where we've held on and done well. Even with those, it's like
that's those days though where you just praise Ralphie. You're like, that's where the progression is. These are the games where we would have dropped. There was a few in the decent run we had before this. There was a few draws where we were like, these are the games that we would have lost. These are the games we would have done this. And it just seemed like Wolves and Newcastle were those kind of games where we should have gotten something out of it. Those are the ones that hurt. That Newcastle game was more annoying than the United game, he said.
It was. You could have won that.
Yeah. Gladbach City on Wednesday. I'll watch that.
Well, the good news about this week, us playing midweek, is it's we're not allowed to assign any new work or give any new lessons for students, so I can watch the game on Tuesday.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Because it'll basically be take attendance and then say make up your work.
Oh, flipping heck.
Oh no!
Are they
On the same shin with his studs on him.
Oh, they are trying to break Gineppo.
I think Gineppo has to lose a leg here to get a player sent off. This is ridiculous.
Is there?
Oh,
The madness of this is everyone remembers the last game we were at St Mary's Stadium. We saw Gineppo get sent off because he followed up and put his studs. How is that any different?
I have my commentary turned off, but it has to be being checked, right? Are they checking it?
Yeah, Mike's my commentary now. I never keep it on, so I don't really know what's going on anymore.
Oh my goodness! It just gets worse and worse. I mean, as the game progresses and we don't have Gineppo on the pitch.
I mean, so generally, like when players get sent off, they take a bad touch, which Conte did. That ball's way too far out in front of him. He loses,
Overruns it,
right? And then completely stamps on Gineppo. Like it's not even close. He doesn't. And oftentimes, when a player loses a ball and then steams into a tackle, which is not necessarily what Conte did there, he just, he just lost out to Gineppo. But I could see him getting sent off.
Yeah, it looks like he's overstretched and he's made a mistake, and the punishment for that is a red if you land like that. But you're right. That is what we saw Gineppo get sent off for.
It's so daft. Have we seen
And
Werner
I
do it?
got blasted in the comment sections for saying it wasn't a red. So I know that opinion must be wrong.
So well done by Minamino, that goal. The Danny's to his left going, come on.
Go on.
Give it to me.
What do you reckon Gineppo's ratio to games completed without an injury is? Like, it can't be good. Like, can't look good, can it?
You can't have a ratio with a 0 there, right? Like, it's never I mean, I would have preferred him to give it to Ings just purely for fantasy football points, but it's okay.
Crazy.
I generally think Anthony Taylor does a good job as well. As a referee, I like him, but
yeah, he's not one of the worst.
It's just been clattered again. He's going to come out in a sumo suit in the second half, isn't he?
full body cast. We're just gonna have to push him up and down the right side.
Exactly. One of those suits that they wear when they do dog training, and they just like have them biting on their ankles. It's horrendous.
Come out just full NFL gear. I'd appreciate that.
When we were kids, and we used to play hockey in the street, my dad was the equipment manager for the baseball league, so we put both the youngest kids in like full catcher's gear and make them stand in goal and basically just try to hurt them. But they were in full catcher's gear. It was great.
I got time for that.
The problem with that is, of course, a hockey puck is, small and thin. And if you look at any Major League Baseball's catcher's mask, it's got a slit about that size all the way across the eyes. So if you hit it just right, you could still break their nose. But we would never try to do that because they were, of course, the little kids in the neighborhood that nobody liked.
You're a nicer person than me. That would be the goal. That would be my sport.
Challenge by Salisu in the penalty area there. Looked all good. Yep. Mason's clattered another one of our players.
Perfect.
Jumped over his leg. He's jumped over his leg going for that's disgusting play. I hate to see that.
Are you talking about the Salisu challenge there?
Yeah. That's something Tottenham would do.
London clubs, mate. You can't trust any of them anymore.
Yeah.
Well, if the Euros aren't going to happen, Tammy Abraham goes to go to the Olympics for diving. He came out of their last game injured, didn't he? And that's why Giroud came on.
I think so.
Half time.
All right.
We love a lead at halftime.
Does anyone know the stats of what that half time is?
It looks
like one shot, one goal. How many touches in the opposition?
I think one. We didn't get it in there at the end.
Yeah, so I've got what
my app just quit. That's cool.
I've got one shot on target, one shot, 26% to their 73% possession.
Efficiency, man. It's German efficiency, even though Ralph is Austrian. It's fine.
Wow, they made 396 passes to our 140.
140 passes.
Yep.
Wow.
Although we've made 10 clearances and they've made none, so shows how to work it.
So could this be us seeing that Ralph does have a plan B?
Let's not speak too early, right? Let's live in this moment for a little bit. Let's see what happens. But from the look of it, it does does look like a plan B to me.
Yeah. Wow.
Jack Stevens must be gutted it's working.
There's another I told you so. So talking points of the first half, I would probably say obviously we're one guy out with what was the percentage of possession, Jack?
It was, what did I say, 26% to their 74.
Wow.
Yeah, 26, 74. So they're all over us. But then it's kind of just so far rings really similar to the Man City game. And we
Yep.
beaten 1-0. That's kind of what it's looking at. And those are the games where we just look really impressive afterwards.
Mhm.
I just hope we can maintain it. Hope the gas tanks stay, because you know that's where it really comes down for us, if we can keep up this energy. But it doesn't seem that like the front are manically pressing too much. It does seem like the defense is coming from the back. So hopefully that means there's energy going forward.
Yeah, and we're letting them have a lot of the ball. So, as long as we hold our position, then hopefully we shouldn't gas ourselves out in terms of doing high press and all that kind of thing. Thoughts on the challenges on Gineppo's? Was it all on his right leg, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Have we been robbed by VAR again in terms of a decision that should have been made?
Well, he's definitely not getting any protection. And I feel like if it would have been certain different players in the league, maybe it would get more protection.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be interested to know if the Chelsea fans were nervous by it, though, having seen what we've seen.
It's that annoying thing is you would have thought that if there are fourth officials and VAR taking extra close looks at games, it might be Southampton because of how vocal we've been against how bad they've been. If there's someone that's going to say when the decisions are terrible, it's going to be Ralph now. Like I did love that Ralph post match the other day, where he's like, I don't want to talk about anything else apart from how bad you lot are. It's just like, yeah. But so far you can say the decisions, although I don't agree with them, they are not 50-50, but they're maybe not as cut and dry as we think they are.
Yeah.
I do feel like Chelsea might get punished by this in the second half, though.
Yeah. Yeah. A Red Devil studio here mentioning how's there not been a red card yet. I thought the Werner one was worse.
Yeah,
probably.
Than the Kante one, because the Kante one, was kind of sort of in the moment, and you play that in real time, it probably looks like nothing. But the Werner one actually, but to me, it didn't look any different from the challenge that Gineppo did and got sent off against Newcastle at home last season. So, bit annoying, really. But we shall see. Perhaps they're being more lenient on stuff like that. But call it more lenient or call it inconsistent, whatever you want. It's one or the other.
It really is with Southampton, though, isn't it? It all depends what sort of fan you ask.
Yeah. And I think Statman puts it perfectly. If we were Chelsea and that was Mike Dean, we'd be down to 9 men.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
He set off 2 guys at once.
Exactly. Nailed it.
Yeah, this is one of those games that so far would have been quite good if Mike Dean was here.
Yeah, where are you, Mike?
Where are you, Mike? It's just when we need you. Just when we needed you, pal.
Well, he's not even refereeing at this moment, right? I don't know if he's still taking time off or not, but
I think he's back this weekend.
Okay.
Not sure where he is, but that's kind of everyone's going to be watching that.
Yeah, close eye on it. Hopefully, for his sake, I just hope there's he doesn't make any stupid decisions, because no one should have to go through that kind of abuse.
No, it's not acceptable. Even, I mean, it's all fun to yell at him, or here they're gonna make. They just showed the Conte challenge on our thing. Trying to see what they're saying.
Yeah, it's pretty mad, really. Although I have lost the plot, really, with the online abuse thing. I mean, when you read that Captain Tom Moore has received online abuse, you're just like, it's just, Really?
Some people don't know how to use the internet, and that should be taken away from them.
Yeah. There we go. Did they give any insight, punditry on the horrendous fouls by Kante and
Not on the Timo Werner challenge, but on the Conte one, yes. Tim Howard said he was surprised that they didn't take a closer look at it. They didn't bring up the Timo Werner one. I bet you it has to be, right, because the play was already over. There had already been a foul.
Yeah,
but you can still get a red card for things that happen if the play is dead, right? Like you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't
if they're about to take a throw and someone get elbowed in the face, red card.
Yeah. So I don't know. I generally don't listen to Tim Howard talk about anything but goalkeeping, but it's for the early games. It's just two people in the studio for our coverage. So
yeah, it's just two for us. We got Joe Cole and Jake Humphreys.
They work their way down the list, do they? In terms of the pundits available, who's been the greatest American export for the Premier League, do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know if I've been watching long enough to say that, because I haven't seen enough of them. But I think in terms of for when I started watching, Clint Dempsey playing for Fulham was a big deal. But we seem to have done really well with goalkeepers, and I think that kind of goes back to America produces good athletes. We don't necessarily have the technical football training that some of or any sort of history of that. So if you allow people to use their hands, all of a sudden the other sports that we have make a bit more sense. But I think in terms of outfield players, I'm biased towards the Houston Dynamo. So Stuart Holden, but he played for Bolton, and then he got his really bad injuries kind of ended his career early. But yeah, I think Dempsey probably is for me the one that stands out the most. Landon Donovan as well.
He was at Everton, wasn't he, for a while?
Yeah.
I loved Brad Friedel as a kid. He was always one of my favorite keepers in the league. Brad Friedel was just the best number 2 goalkeeper, but then when he played, he was just so sturdy, old school keeper of the Paul Jones variety. But you're right. I remember when Pulisic came to Chelsea, and they did the Sky had a little documentary, a little insight about his background, and it does seem like the way that you train over there, the way that you analyze the game is so much different to how we are brought up to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're better athletes, whereas we are pub lads who just love the game.
And what's it like in the schools as well? I mean, because you talk about soccer as it's probably more commonly known there. Is it sort of still looked upon as a game that's a serious male sport?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have the problem is that at this point we've gone to club sports. So when I was growing up, it was more if you were an athlete, then you played American football, basketball, and then baseball. There was that for a long time. It was just there were 3 seasons in the year, and you played those 3 sports, and you went from one to the other. Some kids didn't play baseball; they ran track. Some kids didn't play basketball; they wrestled. But for the most part, it was that transition for all 3, and that's what you did. And the school that my son was going to up until this year, that's all they offer. It's a very small school, so every kid plays those 3 sports. Every male is expected to, and so soccer, football had to work its way into that. And now we've gone to a shift to where it's everybody plays a club sport. So you have the same kids playing baseball all year round, and the club sports are super expensive. My neighbors, for instance, drive their kid an hour each way to practice 3 days a week for their club team, while she's also playing for the high school. But really, the problem is that the places with the best athletes and the most money to put kids into this, they're all the same. So everybody's competing for the same sort of athlete, and so you wind up having kids that won't ever play football because they're going to play baseball all, from the time they're 7 or 8 all the way until they're 18, 19, 20, and then that's it. And then they only know one sport, and they never really get a chance to do anything else.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably going to wind up hurting us. We might have better technical players coming out of it, but I think with in a country of 350 million people, we should be able to find 11 decent male players to compete, and we can't, which is embarrassing. Our women's team does a great job, even with only a very limited professional league, and being paid way less. And I think we only have like 6 or 8 teams in like NWSL teams, which shows. I mean, I watch soccer, football quite a lot, and I don't know how many teams there are, which is probably, it shows you kind of where it's at in terms of how much we get it, and I'm part of the problem, obviously, by not knowing any of that. But
it's about the exposure, though, isn't it? I mean, I guess in the UK, they're starting to show more women's football on TV, which is great. To sort of build up the profile of it and making it less of a weird thing to see. It's more of a normal thing, and as there's more exposure, there's more, people getting involved with it, and the quality will only increase. So it's just it takes time, these things, as always. But I guess if you're growing up in America, you're exposed to the big money of the NFL and baseball and basketball and all that kind of stuff. It has an influence on you.
Does the NFL does the NFL have tiers like Championship and League One? Does it go? Can you like drop out the NFL and just go down?
No.
Is it just top flight?
Just renew your subscription to the league.
So all American sports are like that. So it's a franchise. They're all franchises, and so you pay a ton of money to get a team and be in that position, but you're paying for. And the NFL splits its revenue relatively equally, and so even if you're the manager of a team who wins 2 games a year, you're still making hundreds of millions of dollars a year from the split TV packages and stuff. So it's a much different thing, and people complain about it as more so in MLS than anywhere else, where they think that that is holding MLS back from really being considered a decent league by anybody else in the world, but also you have these teams, because we do have tiers in the American soccer pyramid, but you pay to get into each tier. You don't go up based on merit. And so
it's kind of the same here, really.
Yeah, that's true.
If you break it down, totally.
But I mean, we had some teams that didn't win because we've gone now. We just basically based it off of the English kind of model, where we now have we have MLS, which is the top division, and then there's the USL Championship, which is the second division, and then USL League One, USL League Two. But they're all like not necessarily the I think Cincinnati came up into MLS, and they hadn't won the USL Championship or the second division. They had just said, in 2 years we're going to be an MLS team, and they paid the money, and then they just basically had to do some stuff around the stadium and stuff like that to get into it. And it doesn't matter what team they bring up; they can come up and lose every game. Right. They had plenty of fans and things like that, but it doesn't really matter. And then teams basically bid for spots, and so they're paying $225 million for the franchise tag, and then they get to be an MLS team, and so and we just keep adding teams over and over and over, and it's going to be hard to keep track of how many there are at some point.
A world where relegation doesn't exist. That's mad. I mean, I remember watching a New York Knicks game, and it was a bit flat, but because it's almost like it didn't really matter if they lost. It is like there was no drive or urgency, and it was kind of like,
yeah.
There we go. Right, we're about to kick off for the second half, where I'm looking at. All right, we're off. Kicking
Abraham's off. Abraham's off, right?
Oh yeah.
So I think that means
is that Hudson-Odoi that's come on?
Yep, Calum Hudson-Odoi's on, and that probably means Timo Werner more through the middle, right?
That's fine. Let's throw it at the back and be doing all right.
Apparently, if the ball goes out of play, just kick him because it's fine.
Yeah, that's Instigating, man. There are certain things from American sports I want to bring in. Instigating from hockey, I think, would be great. I feel like Ralph should be able to throw flags. I think that should be a definite thing.
What was it you said after the Aston Villa game that Danny Ings should just flick it off his thigh and then punch it in the goal and say it came off my thigh?
Absolutely.
Came off my thigh. What?
You know, goalkeepers going down to the other box and punching in while I was inside our box.
Yeah.
We're playing by your rules, Mike Dean.
Right, Gineppo's come back out for more.
I'm still waiting for us to get our second touch in the opposition penalty area. I keep waiting.
It's going to be a big moment.
Have Opta stats guy waiting. Just I want to take this box, but there's nothing happening.
That's starting on the front foot though, we're pressing high. I think we're still playing in the same half. This is weird.
Yeah.
Oh, good challenge, Bednarik. Oh, that was a good ball.
Oh, you went right by Salisu. I'm behind you, of course.
Oh, it's getting nervy. They're right outside our box now. Everyone's back.
All those red shirts.
Oh, look, Alonso made a great run off of Gineppo.
Good play, Redmond. Get it clear.
And then they're flagging an offside. After all that,
After all of that.
Alonso was off.
On the very first run?
On the very first run.
Oh yeah, he's not even like a little bit. He's so far offside.
We went through all that stress.
It's always worrying when they cut to the lineman and he takes like the biggest breath, like, do I have to keep running this wing?
Well, I was going to blame Gineppo's defending, but he's actually doing quite well. He's like held the line the right way.
Yeah, he's holding them up really well. I mean, I don't think he's got too many tackles left in him. I think the strands are being cut, but he's doing a job.
I mean, well, I guess the good news is that if we played for like 2 minutes after the offside was actually happened, so it's just time off the clock. We'll take it. But if a foul happens in that area, does it even count? Because
that's the time to take a swing at a player. Alonso is definitely offside there. I'm going to make these challenges count.
Yeah.
Oh, Redmond, mate.
Werner's out wide. Squares it in. Salisu's there. Lovely job, there.
I was going to make fun of Alonso for being the furthest forward Chelsea player again, but Gineppo was also up there for that one. For us. I don't know. Where are you guys at time-wise?
49-21.
49-16.
I just hit 49 right now.
It's a good minute to be in, man. It's probably the best one so far.
It's doing well, Salisu.
Yeah, I mean, he might be worth the wait.
That's saying something, isn't it?
I know. I can't believe how much I like him after having to wait that long. I think it's because he hasn't been sent off. I think that's the thing that really put that sour taste in Kevin Danzo's mouth. It was like, he looked all right for the first few minutes in that United game, and then it happened.
He got thrown under the bus. Being put in right back position again, wasn't it? Or left back. Mm-hmm. Can't remember which.
And then the final nail in the coffin is when someone did a very braggadocious video about why he's going to be great. What? Remember, guys, if you haven't seen that video, Mike's 5 reasons to get excited about Kevin Danzo is in the. It's in there somewhere. It's in the, just go,
that's where you have to point to the upper right hand corner, right? It's like link in the you can click here.
Watch your man be really wrong.
It's translated by Werner.
You can't delete your hot takes, man. You gotta just live with it.
Exactly.
Die by him. Die by those hot takes.
They call those videos hot button videos because it's topics that people want to know about then, and like all the numbered ones. But, that's the last time I did one of those.
I loved it. It's my favorite video. It's the one I watch the most. I watched that one a few times after the United game when I said I'm looking forward to see what Janowitz has got to give. I bet he's going to have a good game. So
I remember
that was wrong.
When it happened that we were basically short players, and I think it was when Bertrand was out, and I just like texted somebody and was like, please, like, don't put Salisu there because he's ours. Like Danzo was a loan move, so like ruin him. It doesn't. I don't care about his confidence. Like not that I don't, but like jokingly, but like Salisu's ours. Like I need him to be, have some confidence in himself, and don't put him in that situation. And luckily we didn't. But I think him in a back three, I think is actually not bad because it gives him some experienced players to work alongside, and it allows him. People were talking like they want to see Salisu and Vestergaard together, and I personally don't think that's a great partnership simply because they're both used to playing on the left side. And I think that asking either one of them to play on the right might not be the best situation. So I think
penalty.
Oh, cool. Who gave it away?
Danny Ings.
Danny Ings.
Have all the people.
Yeah, it's penalty.
Well,
it's a penalty.
It wasn't Salisu who I was talking about. So, oh man.
Oh, Danny.
No hesitation.
Yeah. No.
No complaints from anybody.
No.
And it was on Mason Mount. Should kick him again.
Come on, here comes McCarthy. Big save.
That's a pretty bad. That's a pretty bad tackle. It's actually not that bad. It just.
Come on, McCarthy, redeem yourself. Do something amazing.
And Mount's gonna take it too. God, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
I don't even need to watch because I'll hear it on here.
Are they even?
I mean, they should be down to 9 men. This is ridiculous. It's kind of the opposite of what I wanted Danny Ings to do this game, really.
Yeah. And I think if you give away a penalty, I'm sure that's some sort of fantasy points lost. So that's great.
Oh man,
it gets better.
I don't suppose you happen to have Bednarak in your team most during the United game, did you? Because I did.
No, there was a period of time where I abandoned all Southampton players because we just weren't very good. Other than McCarthy, I had McCarthy on the bench, thankfully.
It's amazing how many people have McCarthy in their team. McCarthy and Martinez.
Yeah, those are the two.
Those are the two. Swap them in and out.
But I mean, there was a period where we had, more clean sheets than anybody else, or as many as anybody else, And then when, unfortunately, when Kyle Walker-Peters went out, we just stopped defending. And actually, slightly before that, but I was looking at some stuff this week, writing the newsletter, and it's the before and or with and without Kyle Walker-Peters, there's a huge difference, and there's a lot of other factors too, but it just you can make the data look really, really bad one way. We score basically 3/4 of a goal more per game with him in the team. We concede over a goal more per game without him in there, and that's even if you take out the 9-0. And it's really, really bad. And the problem is we just don't have anybody to replace him, and we've had to change the system as a result, you know. So I don't know. It's not great.
I mean, this system is to so far today. I think it's been relatively good. I just, you know, that Danny Ings thing is just really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's going to light a fire underneath his ass, and he's going to do something. I mean, that last little run forward there, he looked a bit more sharp.
Well, you got to redeem yourself, right? You got to go do something now.
We've conceded a penalty in our last 3 home games.
That makes sense.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a conspiracy.
the whole thing, the whole league is.
Yeah.
What?
Prowse jumps in.
Oh.
Are we just doing to Mount what they did to Gineppo? Is that this what we're doing in the second half?
No,
But he's
no.
getting fouls called in his favor.
Yeah.
Oh, I barely caught him. Get out.
Jumped over his leg.
Everybody knows
I mean,
he's too nice to tackle people like that. Ward Prowse is too much of a nice guy to put fouls in.
I think only Clapperwell said that. I think I've seen some. I think he's as dirty as anybody if he wants to be. He's just good at it.
Yeah, what did Pure call him? Pure called him the perfect son-in-law.
Yeah, yeah. I hope McCarthy's not going to, take the kick, or allow them to kick from standing inside his own goal. I think he should probably get in front of the line.
Yeah, he's done that before, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's such a bad spot. Straight at the wall.
Well, I mean,
it's gonna hit the wall straight away.
Is that Alonso taking it, is it?
if they had James Ward-Prowse, he would take it, but they don't.
Straight at the wall. Let the keeper come get that.
Nah,
Safe.
what?
Safe.
Yeah, it was a questionable clearance from Vestergaard. I love Danny's intent to run down that ball. He means it. He is sorry. Minamino's been a bit quiet this half so far.
I was about to say something like that before he scored, and he kind of drifted in and out of the game against Newcastle. I think he was taken off early last week, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah, he
just
was
kind of. You wonder how fit he is. Yeah, but you wonder just how fit he is, to play 90 minutes because he hasn't had the chance at Liverpool really, and
yeah, needs to work his way up to it. He's older than I thought he was. Is he 26, 27?
Is he really?
Yeah, I thought he was pre-25, but
Who's this,
not.
Minamino?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he's definitely not. It's not at all the transfer I thought was coming, right? But it's just one of those things where, if you would have asked me is there a one spot we don't need to add anybody, and I would have said that position. We're probably okay. How does Minamino feel about playing fullback?
But the nice thing is, we are filling that position, but he's better than everyone we've got in that position. So at least we've got someone who's better than the rest.
Yeah.
Gineppo did a good job there, pressing and winning the ball back.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's doing too bad in that position. Obviously, it's not where he wants to be, but He's doing the job.
Well, he's corrected a little bit because that first half Alonso had so much space, and I don't know. The prospect of him having to face up to somebody 1v1 defending doesn't fill me with confidence, you know.
No.
I don't care who's running at him. It could be Vestergaard running at him, and I worry.
Good work there from Romeo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's almost 6 a.m.
It's just coming up to 2 here.
I think my normal alarm may go off, so I apologize. I don't think I shut it off before. So that happens, and you guys heard it. I apologize.
Salasi's done the job as well. I think he's looking solid at the back. I don't actually. This formation today, it's been really good so far. They just need to do something up top, don't they? They just need to be able to crack it. Have we been in their box this half or so many times?
I don't think
No.
so. We've made passes into the box, but I don't think we've actually had a touch.
We're working hard though.
Ooh, karate kick from Vestergaard. Scary.
When we do get the ball, we appear to be falling over each other.
It's because they're working so hard to press and get that ball. As soon as they get the ball, everyone's then tight and no one's in space.
Mm.
Well, and Chelsea are also playing a back three, so they're not at all worried about Ings and Redmond running because they have 3 defenders back to deal with it.
Yeah, they're not scared. They're not scared about us coming at them.
Even if Azpilicueta moves up, pushes up quite high, they still have plenty of cover.
If you're making a sub, who are you bringing on?
Kanowitz.
straight up.
Yeah.
Imagine if he came on and scored the winner. Whoa.
Man mark Mason Mount.
Redemption.
Just look, you're gonna man mark Mason Mount, and if you're going off, he's going off. So like, let's make it happen. Just kidding. I shouldn't advocate for stuff like that.
Or you think Ralph puts his arm around his shoulder and simply whispers in the ear, "Sweep the leg."
Yeah. We were having a conversation at dinner the other night about my son has, I think, been watching Cobra Kai, but my daughter had never seen the original Karate Kid, and she wasn't sure if she was allowed to watch it. And then she made some reference to Karate Kid, like it was on at my friend's house or whatever, but it was the one with Will Smith's kid, and she was shocked that was not the original Karate Kid. She's like, "No, I've seen this. He like grows up in this city and this and that." And I'm like, "That's not the same one, man. Like that's not the original." And she's like, just completely shocked, which is just that's where I'm failing my kids. I haven't introduced them to any like. Because I don't like to watch movies, so I just haven't seen or been exposed to anything like that, unfortunately.
But you've made them watch Southampton play, right? That's more important.
My daughter was like, "I'll get up with you to watch the game tomorrow." I was like, "Nah, probably not the one. Like, it's too early, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go."
They got Sheffield in a couple of weeks, so I'll wake you up for that.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like, "Which color are we wearing today?" It's like red. Hopefully. Oh. I know I shouldn't get excited about anything because you guys are ahead of me and you haven't said anything, but there are still moments where I'm like, oh, there's a chance.
Trying to dead face everything for you, pal. I don't want it to be.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just don't do the thing where you yell for no reason, because then I'll be all excited and then disappointed.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than that. Nothing worse than that fake bit of excitement. That's why I can't trust these comment sections.
I moved it over.
You got rid of it, have you?
Yeah. It's the problem when you're watching it on the app. It's like you can't have them up.
Well, I'm guilty of, if I sit here with my phone, I will constantly check everything,
Right.
and I just don't like to do that. I want to just watch.
Yeah, that's why I never put Southampton on my bets, because one, if I bet against for us to win, we'll lose, but also the app's are always like 5 minutes ahead of everything else, so I'm always getting just pings for scores.
Yeah, it's like, how I want to know how they get that. You know, is there a like a delay for the TV feeds, like on purpose?
There is a delay, and there's a bit of a scandal because you can pretty much bet on anything today, and I think a lot of these online guys have sort of got savvied up to it and sort of been placing online bets on like low league tennis tournaments, and
Right.
putting a bet quickly on, and then by the time it gets called, they win the money.
Yeah, I listened to something where there's somebody that sits in the ground basically with a cell phone and just like taps like point, no point, like on. There's like two buttons. It was pretty interesting, and I guess there's people at tennis that actually look for that now, where you're not even supposed to have your phone out and doing stuff. So it's crazy.
Maybe I'll start doing that when like it's like going to non-league games. It's like going to Harlequins down the road and betting on them.
Red card.
Because I know for a fact that they don't update scores down at Harlequins. Like it's so impossible to figure out what the score is until the end of the match. So I'm sure if I put bets on during the game, I can wait a full 90 minutes afterwards until they come in.
The best thing about some of the early FA Cup rounds is if I Google, because I use Google for everything. I just usually I have if I start typing into Google, it's like Premier League schedule, Southampton FC schedule, or whatever. But if you do anything like that, and it's one of the FA Cup games, if it's a low league team, they don't have their crest on there, so it's just this gray shield that's there, and that's the best thing. It's like, well, this is going to be a good one, and then those games don't get updated for forever. It seems like
we had I remember it might have been for the United game actually, when like my betting app came up with the lineups and the bench had like 3 unknowns on it. It's like, oh no, just, not even a player face, not a number.
You've reached
FIFA
career mode.
Yeah, that's the one.
Season 20.
We have a corner.
The Southampton squad is all regens.
We actually have a corner here. Is this our first corner? Anyone making their notes on the corners?
I mean, I'm sure I might be able to get it for you.
All I have is redemption greater than revenge.
Redemption, sweep the leg.
This is our first corner.
Will we get our second touch in the opposition box, though?
And will it go straight in?
Oh, we might have got it. Was on the line there. Maybe Bertrand's cross was there.
Straight to Mendy.
Cool.
For God's sake, mate, you said it and it happened. You needed to just say that sort of stuff.
Gennaro just went in studs up.
So he should. He should be going in fists in.
I think you can
get angry. I don't know if that's necessarily the case for Gineppo, but I like the energy.
Oh, good try.
We've got another corner.
What's going on? Comebacks on, boys. Comebacks on.
Kovacic played it back, expecting the play to be there, and Zuma wasn't.
Jack, I was trying to look I teach on Zoom all year. I should be better at knowing where I am on the camera. But do you have the is that the Under Armour shirt,
Yeah,
or is that
this is a real one? This is a real.
Okay. Okay.
The legit Under Armour one. I'm currently waiting on my next email back about my replacement shirt.
The money laundering sponsor.
The ongoing drama that is.
Do you get to?
He's gone.
Oh, black screen. Oh, must be his alarm going off. Yeah, it'd be the alarm going off.
It's always concerning. He's like, "Have you ever?" And
hit the post.
Oh!
Sorry, the alarm went off.
We hit the crossbar. Was it Salisu header?
Or was it Vestergaard? I didn't see.
Oh, Vestergaard. Oh, man.
What a floater.
Oh, the goalkeeper wasn't even moving.
No, dead footed.
Wasn't even moving. We got another touch in the box, so it's good. It's good. Nice, not a terrible cross from Redmond.
We need to be making stuff out of those chances. We're not going to get many of them, so. But yeah, I pay full price for my Under Armour. I think Mike paid. They gave you money to take that shirt, didn't they, Mike?
No, I paid £19 for this, and then I figured I'm not going to spend silly money on getting anything printed on the back because no one's going to see it, literally. So I used that money to buy the away shirt as well.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, I've asked for the away shirt, and
you know what? I'm not a big fan of the color blue, but the away shirts are nice.
I do prefer it with the yellow LD logo than I do with the sports. Oh, what a good save, McCarthy.
He was offside though.
Good. But no, you should have seen. You should have seen this. They asked for so I'm getting this replaced with get one of the new ones, and they were asking for the tags on the inside that you tear out straight away. They were like, "Can you take pictures of that?" I was like, "No, I tore that out." And they were like, can you just take a picture of the seam where that was so we know that might have been something there? I was like, "Oh, all right."
What?
So that's the last email I sent, waiting for the confirmation.
Because the receipt means
and you don't have to send this one back, right? You get to keep it.
I get to keep this one, which I'm happy I get to keep this one, and I got to choose from any of the other kits, and I got printing on the back, so it's a really good deal. It was just the amount of stuff that they have.
As well.
Yeah, I got printing on the back for free. Oh, wow. I got Mike Forever on the back.
You got 5 reasons to love Kevin Danzo.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got. It's funny at the beginning of the season,
decision not to buy any of the shirts.
Not go for it. Yeah, probably not worth it.
I was gonna say I just made the decision not to buy any of them. And then I'm not a huge fan of the sports logo, so I mean, of the sports bet IO. So not the logo, but the idea of that. So just didn't do it, which is fine. Although when they put when they were basically giving them away, I wanted to get the goalkeeping, the one that McCarthy's wearing right now, because I thought that was nice, but I just didn't go for it.
Yeah, both of the goalkeeper kits are decent. Is it easy to get Southampton tops over there? Because it's to get NFL baseball jerseys or anything over here, it's just ridiculous. It's so expensive.
So the shipping is £12, and so so you wind up spending a lot just to get anything. Because I'm not gonna buy a pair of socks and have it shipped because it's more expensive to have them shipped. So you wind up. You fall into the trap of just ordering more and more and more because you only want to pay for shipping. So I think for every season but last season, I think going back to, I want to say maybe Puel's first season or maybe Koeman's last season, I have all the home and away shirts. But I usually wait for them to go on sale at the end of the year and then buy them both at the same time. I found one on a Facebook marketplace. But yeah, it's easy to get them, but you just have to order them straight from the shop. There's no... you're not buying you're not going to find it in the local soccer shop. And the ones they sell in the local soccer shops are cheap.
Well, so are these Under Armour ones, but over here, that's the same. It's the same. Like you can only get it at the Saints store. That's the only place you can get them. They're not at our like the bigger distributors.
Yeah.
They don't like us. I've never been able to go to a sports direct to get one of our shirts.
Maybe in Southampton though.
No, even then I've been in them. Like I remember going. I've gone to like the JD Sport in Southampton. That's quite near the stadium, and you can't get it in there. And they said, "Oh no, they got all the other Under Armour gear in there." And now the Saints shop is gone in West Quay.
Yeah, that's pretty sad.
Wasn't
Probably inevitable, but
Hudson-Odoi brought on as a substitute,
I thought so. I thought he was.
and now he's being taken off?
See, that's it. Oh, he's one of those guys.
Minamino's off. Teller's on.
Big Teller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jorginho's on. Kovacic
They
is
bring
off.
100 billion.
It's just the yeah. I like Kovacic, but
So
I
do
tend
I.
to like players from Eastern and Southeastern Europe for no reason, other than I think they're the hardest people in the league.
I think
Genevo's not going to go stud up on him because
No.
it's not going to end well.
Joe, I got a Croatian football top for that exact reason, Matt.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, sometimes when I'm teaching, it's like I just tell the kids, like, you know, you're watching the Euros, you're watching international friendlies. Like if Albania's playing Kosovo, you got to watch it. Like you just have to the football itself might not be great, but everything else, there's going to be real meaning behind the tackles. There's historical significance, and so you just enjoy it. And it's my favorite. That is one of the things I miss is the way our lunch is structured. I usually have somewhere between 25, 30, 40 kids in my room eating lunch, watching whatever Champions League or Premier League match is on. And I haven't been able to do that.
Sorry, Matt. There's a big chance on goal there. He was massively offside.
At least you're educating those kids properly. I mean, they frown upon it when we watch football in England. I don't know.
They're all Real Madrid and Barcelona fans, so I don't know if I'm actually succeeding.
Yeah, but at least like you like that's somewhat the right direction. You know, dip their toes in and then understand just how good it is.
Yeah,
start showing those Copenhagen documentaries at school. That'll let them know. That'll teach them something. Love that channel.
I wonder if the brand of football is going to be even bigger than it was before all this madness, because you know they're showing every single game on TV.
I think.
Can it be any bigger?
I think Southampton will, purely for Minamino, because when you sign a Japanese player or a Korean player or any Asian player, your attendance just goes way up. They just bring a fan base with them. It's crazy. Remember when we went to Tottenham and like how many people were there waiting for Son with Korean flags, only for him not to play that day.
And Yoshida at St Mary's.
Yeah, Yoshida
brought in a lot of tourists.
I mean,
yeah,
Yoshida is the only reason I went for a long time. my love of Yoshida started to surpass the club. I don't understand what happened.
I have a guy at school, a guy I work with. They went to Japan for whatever reason, just for vacation, and his kids came back and were very excited about Yoshida, so they're big Yoshida fans. And then I hadn't heard from him in months, and then we signed Minamino on loan, and that's the first thing he texted me. He's just like, "Where's Taki? Why is Taki not playing in the FA Cup match?" And I was like, "Oh, he can't play because he's cup tied. So let me." And I just went into this long explanation. He's like, "Okay, great. So I'll just watch the next Premier League match." And he shut the FA Cup game off because he's only watching from Minamino now.
Respect. I'll respect that.
Fantastic.
Great turn of skill from Gineppo there.
That was good.
Alonso's like, "You're not making me look stupid. I'll take a yellow for that."
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
I think he's had a decent game, Gineppo.
Yeah, so do I. The position he's been in, just what he's done, I think he's played really, really well.
Yeah.
Although I'm concerned how nicely bleached his hair is, knowing that those barber shops don't open in Southampton.
I know that's like a home job.
Yeah.
Well, that's just disrespectful, Mike.
Well, it's very, very white, so he's obviously left it on all night by the looks of it.
I bleached my hair once, and that's why I don't have it. That's what I
It went really well.
Yeah.
Go on. Gineppo is great when he's running at people. When he's on the ball, when he allows that a little bit of space to run, he is really good.
Yeah. I mean, we just went by. There's 4 Chelsea players there. He just went by, right?
Yeah. And had to be sat down. Had to be literally thrown to the floor.
But what I don't understand about him is his calf is as big as his thigh. Like, there's no.
It's weird, isn't it?
Most people's legs get bigger as they go up, and his don't.
I think that's why he looks so like elasticated, because everything he looks like it's like Simpsons arms where they're all like pipes. It's all the same thickness.
I mean, my daughter likes to watch. He's still down on my screen.
He's still down on our screen.
My daughter likes to watch Fashion Runway. I have at least 40 more seconds of this then. Time to get the story in. So my daughter likes to watch Fashion Runway, and I always think like Gineppo could easily be any of the models walking down the runway in the dress. Like, that's how he's built.
Just good frame on him.
He's not particularly tall either, is he? Like,
nah, not at all. I loved it when he first came, when he first signed, and there were some amazing sightings of him just in and around Southampton because he was just happy to be in England.
Yeah, that was great.
And he was at like not Nando's, but he was at like a knockoff version of Nando's, having Nando's chicken. I'm like, this is awesome. He's loving it.
Yeah.
Doing keepy ups on the common.
It's like you haven't learned the rules yet, right? Like you gotta do something here, Ben. You can't do this.
I think I saw Obafemi around West Key quite a few times, actually.
Yeah, I remember seeing Angus going in West Key. And then that time Shane Long came to the shop the week he signed for us, and I was like, "That's Shane Long," and he started talking. He had the accent. I was like, "That's definitely Shane Long." And he bought everything he bought was really expensive. I was like, "Oh, that's got to be Shane Long." Shane Long.
Did his credit card say Shane Long on it?
I don't know what. I wasn't working. I was just in casuals. I didn't get to see it, but I did stop and chat to him. It was Shane Long, but it just took me forever to be like, is that Shane Long? Because he's got pretty plain face if he's like not your player.
Yeah.
The best one in the shop though.
Fantastic.
It is. The best one we've had in the shop though was when Neil Warnock came in. That was
Really?
Oh my god, man! He was managing. I think it was like Dagenham. He was like caretaker for a really lower league side, and he pulled out his wallet and he had a Velcro Cardiff wallet. I was like, he pulled that from the cloth shop. Mrs. bought loads of sheet music. He was having a great time.
Oh,
He had all the time in the world.
was that Mason Mount who just sent Gineppo for?
Yeah.
He just sent Gineppo sliding.
Just that replay, just Gineppo going woo.
That stupid meme. It's just like you can't understand what the guy says, and it's just like wee. I hate that thing so much, but that's exactly what it reminded me of.
Try running a TikTok channel when there's stuff like that flying around.
No.
Who did Shay come on?
Like
Shay Adams on the pitch. Danny's off.
Things.
Well, that's cool. Shay's hair's getting bigger.
He's chunky, isn't he? Thick.
He's definitely not had a haircut.
No.
He's struggling like the rest of us.
And you just gotta go. You can get razors delivered for really cheap nowadays.
What's a razor? I'm too afraid to shave it off at this point. I'm afraid of what the face is underneath it, and just how many chins there will be.
Oh, that was almost a good play from them. Nice shot from Salisu.
Gineppo's hold up that plays, but they've been really good. So do you think we're going to get a point?
In terms of what I mean, there's still 5 minutes left. I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
Yeah, we could be 3-0 up, and I wouldn't be confident. But yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I think in terms of what I've expected from every single player today, like Gineppo's exceeded my expectations more than anybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because let's face it, he's playing out of position as well.
Yeah. And based on what he's done in that position in the past, I didn't have a lot of confidence.
No,
but he's done really well.
Just how he gets injured, and you can look at Gineppo and think he's a bit of a soft player, but I think he's just unfortunate with his injuries, and he's really held his own today.
Yeah. Well, he's also really young, right? Like he's not. It's not like we bought somebody who's super experienced at and stuff. So he's doing well. He's doing well. I do make fun of him a lot, but it's just because he's an easy target, I think, because he goes down all the time, and it's all pipe arms, like you said.
That's the thing. It's kind of like Buffal was sort of the same, where he always had this potential, but he just never got a run of games, because he was just always out injured. There always seemed to be an issue. So I just hope Gineppo doesn't turn into that same sort of thing where we just don't see enough of him, or he doesn't get enough time.
It's a good header from Salisu. Well, yeah, and I don't think we could ever have put.
No, you can put Buffal back there.
Buffal, like he wouldn't do the work. And Gineppo's at least willing to do the work, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think Buffal is too tainted by the point Rav gets there to change.
Yeah.
Mason Mount with another shot on goal from way outside the box.
Oh,
He's got space to do so. He's like, why not?
He whispered to himself, "This is for you, Frank," just before he hit that.
Hate that guy.
That's it, McCarthy.
What minute are you guys at? My coverage just skipped.
88-26.
88-20.
88-15. I'm getting closer.
Whoa!
I don't know how that's happening.
Time travel.
It will jump again in a minute. It'll just be full time. Full time 7-1 to Southampton. Don't know what's happened there.
I was gonna say, as long as it's still 1-1, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Oh, Mount's got through. That would be good.
It's just tense, isn't it? Because you want to talk about what the performance has been like today, but there's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be wrapping up and being like, "No, this is what this game's been like." But it's like, no, because as soon as I start saying something,
You could not do that.
oh, come on, Ben Rack, be clever, keep them together.
I mean, do you think that people will be upset with the route that Hassan has chosen to go today by going to a back five and playing super defensively, or do you think if we get out of here with a point that people will be pretty satisfied with it?
I think they'll be very satisfied.
Yeah, I think he just Salasu's just been given man of the match, so I think that speaks volumes for how good defensively they've been today. And seeing as that's been our problem for the past 6 weeks, I think Right, well, that's tied that up. The excuses are now down the other end. Like, ooh, that's a bit of a clash of heads there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just needs to. We just need to sort that out. Ooh.
I don't know how many fingers am I holding up. And he's saying Thursday.
Ooh. Boris Johnson.
Oh. Kante as well. There's not even any hair to cushion it, is there? It's just.
Yeah.
3 minutes of stoppage.
A drop ball. He headbutted him.
Bertrand's like, I'm not getting the ball.
Can we do a contested drop ball? I want to see that.
No, because I did too many of those as a kid, and I'm sure that's the reason I can't walk properly. Like the amount of times two of you bout the ball at the exact same time. Like, oh my god. I used to have a group of friends when you said they drop balls all the time because you used to argue too much about free kicks, and the amount and it would be like, if you're going to drop ball it, you got to hurt the other person. This isn't about winning the ball right now. This is about putting a player out for a bit.
Yeah. Other people who haven't had haircuts, Richard Kitchfitzler, not had a haircut from the looks of it.
Do you mean Mark Ruffalo? He is the Incredible Hulk.
Does look like him, huh? Thank you for making Matt. I there was something in there, but once again, I don't watch enough movies, but I knew there was somebody that he looked like. And you just made the connection, and I will never unsee it.
Yeah, no. What's the thought of it? I was like, oh, yep, that's who we've got on the bench.
Teller just broke into the box there.
Yeah,
And I was thinking he's going to get clamoured for not taking that into the corner flag, and then we get a corner. So we are 92 minutes and 20 seconds now. We have a corner, and we're going to play the corner.
Why not? Eh?
Well, we shouldn't. I mean, if we're drawing and we decide to take it to the corner flag, there might be a riot.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think Redmond's doing that exact thing now, though.
So
you
right,
can imagine Puel yelling at the players to do that. You know, just get it to the corner. We'll take.
Well, I just did.
That's.
Oh.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, but Pure would be telling you to do that at the 36th minute. That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to throw in. He's going to blow. No, he's not.
No.
Do you remember the time I was going to get Puel out on the back of my shirt? But the club wouldn't let it because my form of attack wasn't negative enough.
Here comes the sub we've all been waiting for. Milindalu's coming on.
Milindalu with minus 24 seconds left on the clock.
Redmond's coming off.
He's done well today too. Why are they even bothering to give Milindalu tactical advice right now?
Yeah. Maybe they've never know. This might be a really insane set piece from a throw-in.
Come on, you got to blow now.
Do we have somebody that can just chuck it into the box?
I mean, that'll miss Rudiger so much.
Come on, blow.
Rudiger's not having it.
Savo, come on.
Bednarak had to take the throw-in because Janebo can't do it properly.
No, he can't. But he's been too beat up today. I don't think he can hold the ball anymore.
We're into the 95th minute here, halfway through it.
Does Anthony Taylor know we're only playing 3, or are we playing until Chelsea scores?
Got a point. We got a point.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
That is a very good point. One that I would have definitely taken at the beginning of the game, if I'm quite honest. Especially when it was starting the way it did. But what we'll do is we'll save all that chat for the post-match. What I'll do is I'll send you both actually, Matt, you've already got the link already, haven't you? And I'll send you the link, chat, and we will jump back in. I've got 74 unread comments on the
well, we'll take those into the next video, shall we?
Absolutely. I'm not sure we can, but there we go. Thank you to everyone who joined us on the live watch along, and we will see you shortly. All
See
right,
you over
cheers,
there.
everyone.